I used to jump out of bedroom windows when I was a kid. Now, it's not what you think. Well, it probably is what you think. But let me tell you. Let me tell you why becoming her isn't free, baby. There is a cost that is associated with me breaking free. Welcome back to Pages of Her, page 15. Let's cut right to it. Let me just paint this picture. I was a young teen, and my aunt, God rest her soul, lived 6 houses down from a friend that I met. Met her when I was 9. Our parents knew each other for years. We went through a situation, my mother, my brother, and I, with my mom's boyfriend, to the point it was a whole domestic thing when I was 9, and we had to leave, right? Because it was just time. And the friend was a pastor's wife, and her and her kids came to help us move, and we ended up moving 6 doors down from her, which was at my auntie's house, my mom's sister's house. And from that time, 9, to up until about 16, is when me and this girl, one of her daughters, were like this, like thick as thieves, like yin and yang. Like we were like this. And she was 5 years older than me. So while I'm 9, she's already 14, 15 years old, maybe 14, 15 years old. So she's a little bit more seasoned than I am, which is fine. But I've always been able to gravitate towards people who are older than me. I do that now. I'm in my 30s. I have friends who are in their 40s. Like, that's just kind of been my life. And so don't think, I have friends who are in their 30s too, but, and I actually have a friend that's in her 20s, but the few people I'm discussing, it's like 4 people, they're older, right? So with this particular situation, we became, again, best buds, and she was the type of person who was boy crazy, but I loved her to death. We hung out so much, y'all, that we started to look alike. I remember vividly this one time we were in the mirror at her home, her parents' home, and we were in the mirror and we were just like, we're starting to look alike. I mean, seriously, we don't really look alike, but because we had been hanging out with each other for years, like every single day, I would come down. We even had a lyrical praise and worship dance team called Praise in Unity. You really won't find us online because this is before we even knew about, record yourself and post it. Like, we wasn't really doing that. Social media wasn't a thing when I was growing up. So you be hard pressed to find a video. And if you do find a video of me, please send it to me, because baby, I want to see myself when I was 10 years old dancing for the Lord and my eyeglasses going flying. Because I used to wear eyeglasses, y'all. It wasn't bifocal thick, but it was thick. Okay. Thank God for LASIK. Thank God for the person who created LASIK surgery. Hallelujah. But I got to the point I wanted to be with her all the time. And her parents had her in the basement. Her brother, in the basement. That sounds really bad, but I mean, it was rooms down there. And then out off of her room was a sunroom, but the window that led from her bedroom to the outside, there was a sunroom in between. So in order to, like, when you open her window, you're not seeing the outside, you're seeing the sunroom and then the outside. Hopefully that makes sense. So when we were younger, there was no alarm on her windows, alarm on the door leading to the sunroom, but not to the window. So she would have boys that she wanted to meet up with, and I'm like, yeah, girl, let's go. I'm 12 years old. I'm like, okay, let's do whatever. Now, granted, I physically never did whatever. Y'all read between the lines, okay? I never physically did whatever. I never really even thought about it. I just wanted to hang with my sister, as we called each other. And there was this one particular time we jumped out the window, and the guy pulled up down the street in like a little minivan SUV type of vibe. We get in the car. Oh, that's the dog upstairs. We get in the car and we drive to a house, an apartment, somewhere. And there it was her, couple guys, and then in the back room, it was in a younger boy, and I went with the younger boy in the back room, and there was literally no furniture. It was a couch and maybe a TV. in this apartment. Like, there's nothing there. And again, the naivety of it all, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll go back here and talk to him. So we're just sitting there talking. Don't know if he expected to do something with moi. I had no idea. I don't even think I was thinking like that. Granted, it was 11, 12 o'clock at night, probably 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't even know. But in my mind, I wasn't thinking that. Little did I know because they were older than me, they were thinking and doing those types of things. So I asked the boy, I was like, hey, I was like, oh, my head hurt. Oh, maybe I did know, because I do vividly remember saying my head hurt. And I think I was, in my own way, squashing any thoughts that you thought we was about to do, anything you thought we was about to do. I went ahead and squashed that. So I vividly do remember saying, my head hurts. Do you have a Tylenol or something, right? And so the little boy gets up and he goes out, and then he stops. He comes back and he's like, I can't get it right now. I can't get it right now. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because my head really wasn't hurting. But I'm also glad I didn't take anything, because I don't know if the little boy had something from his older people that could potentially hurt me, whatever. So I'm glad I didn't do it. But the whole point of me telling y'all this story was because from the time I was 9 to 16, we were the best of friends. And I know she had friends her age. But because she looked at me like her little sister, I felt so encapsulated and so loved by her. But one thing I wanted to talk about was, there's a cost to letting go and shedding your old self. And that includes old friendships. That includes old relationships, old you. You are no longer the person you were then. So it's going into a new space in your life requires you to shed these old things. Now, at the time when we stopped being friends, that there was a particular instance that caused me to look at her sideways. Now, for a couple things, actually several things had happened over the course of our friendship, but I was blinded by the friendship, and it really wasn't happening to me. Okay. So I didn't take offense to it. But then when I turned 16, something happened. And I took offense to it. And then I was still around up until I went off to college at 18. But the last 2 years were really, really strained, more strained than not. And now that I'm looking back, that was me realizing the error of both of our ways, and understanding that that version of me no longer serves the new me I want to become. And so the way things happen definitely for a reason. But I'm more mature now. I have 2020 vision. I can see all the things that happened behind me and what I would have done differently. But it was me kind of changing the trajectory and saying, hey, I'm no longer going to do these things. I don't appreciate these things. I'm seeing this happen and I don't agree with. I realized that I have to go my separate way. And that was kind of hard for me, because being with someone for years who was really a good friend to me, that was really, really hard for me. But the cost of changing, the cost of being misunderstood, having boundaries, saying no to things, the cost of you wanting to better yourself and your family, or leaving what's familiar behind. Like, you're literally sacrificing your comfort level for your growth. And it can mean disappointing people, outgrowing those environments that you once loved being around. Now you're having to walk alone sometimes, or now you're having to really depend on God. And maybe you weren't as God driven before. Maybe you weren't as Christ-like before, and now you're having to really rely on something that you physically can't touch, but you know it's there based on the things that have occurred in your life and how you've gotten from point A to point B to point C, and you've gone through every single thing and you come through on the other side. The worst thing I heard my pastor say the other day, the worst thing you can do is go through trials and walk out that trial the same. It was almost like it's for naught. Like, you need to go through those tribulations and come out on the other side better than before. Stronger faith, stronger prayer, right? Very true. But the thing is, it's worth it. Just saying, the cost is worth it. You have things like clarity. You will have things like peace and purpose and alignment and self-respect and confidence and all of these different things. So don't let going through these things discourage you. Let it confirm that you are growing and you are getting better and stronger through these things. All right. So look, that's me jumping out the window when I was 12, 13, 14 years old, baby. Got another story coming up one of these episodes, but we just gonna pause it right there because I am not trying to make y'all be like, what? Maybe I am. Maybe have a little shock value, but truth be told, I just hope anything that I say really helps and hits home, because we just never know what someone's story can do to help us change our narrative and change our minds. All right. So that's it. Until the next page, keep growing. Peace.